In India, the all-electric car game has been basically all about Hyundai Kona, MG ZS EV, Tata Nexon, and these kind of mainstream cars. Globally, the game has been dominated by Tesla and other mainstream manufacturers like you have BMW, you have Jaguar, you have Porsche now diving into this segment as well. But one manufacturer was always missing, and that was Mercedes-Benz. But they are now finally in the game with the EQC. The EQ, of course, is Mercedes' own electric car program, and this, the SUV that you see behind me, the EQC, the C is basically this car. The EQC is the first real and relatively mass market effort by Mercedes-Benz in the electric car space. This is broadly based on the GLC, but the construction is different because it's a very different car. Between the front and the rear axles is an almost flat floor that houses the battery pack, and there are two electric motors, one at the front and one at the rear. Now the motor in the back stays at rest if you're not really being heavy-footed on the throttle pedal. The front motor does most of the job for most of the time. It's only when you need that big rush of power and you press down on the throttle pedal that the rear motor suddenly comes alive, and it wakes up and throws all its might in moving this 2.5 tons heavyweight of a car at a decent clip. The power rating of the two motors is essentially the same. So the 300 kilowatt supply is rated at 150 at the front and 150 at the rear, or essentially 408 bhp is what you get. So the split is absolutely even between the front and the rear motor. The EQC has an 85 kilowatt hour battery pack, and it promises a range of about 450 plus kilometers. That is a company claim. Well, we have been driving around the car a fair bit. We have done about 120 odd kilometers, and now we have an available range of 214 kilometers, plus about half the battery pack is still to be consumed. So just think of it, 120 odd kilometers, and we have just consumed a little under half the battery. So just make it double to 40, say 300 kilometers. That should be the ideal actual driving range, 300 to 330, 40. If you're being very nice and sedate on the throttle pedal and driving in eco mode, that should be a realistic sort of a driving range. It should not really give you a lot of trouble achieving that. Now the EQC also gets liquid cooled charging system. So what that basically means is that when you start transferring the electrical energy into the batteries, the whole system starts to run a little hot, and liquid cooling is needed to cool down the systems. So yes, the coolant itself, we asked the Merc technicians and engineers, the coolant itself is basically the same as the coolant that they usually use. So it's not a special liquid of any sort, it's just a basic coolant. And because it's an all-electric car, the main question is all about charging. So what you get with the car is a wall-mounted charger, which is a 7.4 kilowatt hour system, and it fills up the batteries in about 10 hours. And then there is a 50 kilowatt hour fast charging support as well. So if you have a fast charging station somewhere, then you can plug the EQC in, and it's going to juice up the batteries in, let's say, around 90 to 100 minutes, provided that the batteries are all primed up and the charging capacity is running at about 110 kilowatt of supply. And with the car, you also get a portable charging system, which is a 3.4 kilowatt hour system, and that takes quite a while. That takes about 21 hours to really juice up the batteries to the maximum capacity. Now I mentioned something about priming up the batteries. So what that basically means is that the EQC gets a heating module which primes up the batteries to a certain temperature level before charging, so that the charging capacity is at the most optimum level. If it is not, then it is not really going to charge at the maximum or the desired level of 110 kilowatt. And then of course the charging time is also going to go up. So that is a very smart move by priming the batteries to a certain temperature level where the batteries are ready to absorb all the electrical energy at the most optimum rate. That's a very intelligent system. And any electric car conversation is going to be absolutely incomplete without talking about regenerative braking. And the EQC gets 4 levels. The default is D, and then there is a step above which basically is all about coasting. So there is hardly any regenerative braking happening in the D plus mode. But the more interesting modes are D minus and D double minus. The region in the D double minus is pretty hardcore, and unless you like someone ruining the back end of this slick design of the EQC, I'm just going to say that you leave the car in D single minus, D minus that is, and or probably even D mode, and you're going to be pretty comfortable. So D double minus is especially because our roads are so traffic infested that it's going to get a little hairy because people driving behind you are going to be taken by surprise. It is that aggressive. The region is so aggressive that it really slows down the car at a very rapid pace. In fact, we were doing some number churnings and that left me baffled. In D minus, the deceleration is at about 1.7 meters per second square, and the double minus, the D double minus, it goes to 2.5 meters per second square. So it is genuinely, it may not sound like big numbers, but it is pretty decent. Especially because you're not used to something like this, and then suddenly when you have such an aggressive region and thereby deceleration happening, it can be a little tricky. Now let's talk about the driving feel of the EQC. The first thing that really hits you is how silent this car is. In other electric cars, there is a lot of, or at least a little bit of motor noise or some resonance. But in this one, the EQC, I don't know how or what Merc has done, but they have managed to eliminate all the noise. There is really no noise even from the motors, and that is just hair-raisingly good. And because it is so silent, you really want some feel from the car. And yeah, that's where it lacks. There's hardly any feel from the car. In fact, the steering is, it's beautifully light and efficient, no doubt about it. It's direct and it's responsive enough, but it lacks that communication skills. You know, there is no sense about the grip that you have on the road through the tires, and the steering, yeah, it just feels a little lifeless. The chassis, well, right now, of course, we are driving around some okay sort of roads, some good bends, but we hardly drove it at the edge of any dynamic capability. So can't really say how agile it is or how exciting it is, but whatever bends we are encountering right now, it feels like it is labored to a certain extent. And it feels like, you know, it's a hefty car and it's really working to move that heft around. So yeah, it does feel a little labored. It does not feel like it wants to be hurried through the bends. But the ride quality is absolutely superb. The rear is fitted with the self-leveling air suspension, and the EQC swallows bad roads. I'm not making this up, it just gobbles them. The big highlight is the suspension quality for me. Of course, being a Merc, I expected the EQC to be really good and very nice, but really did not anticipate that it's going to be so nice. But this is not a high-riding SUV, and we did scrape the underbelly a couple of times on some speed bumps, so that is definitely a bit of a concern. The space is reasonably good, the seats are brilliantly designed, and everything is very intuitively placed and within reach. But this interior, it is one of the most pleasing cabins that I've seen in some time. The materials are great, the textures are great, the design is just fantastic. You have a beautiful screen in front of you that runs like a slab, and it's beautifully slick as well. And it'll be foolish to even speak of features because any car of this sort has to, it is just obvious that it has to come with all the features loaded in, and the EQC does not disappoint. It gets everything, and I'm not really going to give you a big list because it does check all the boxes. So the EQC then, what is it? It is Merc's first serious all-electric effort, and at being that, it is a fairly good one. So does it match up against Porsche or Tesla? Well, that does not matter in our country just yet. What matters is whether it matches up against the likes of the GLS, for example, or any other big SUV. And when you look at the EQC in that light and consider its eco-credentials, it starts to make a lot of sense. And it also gives you a great novelty value.